Hello, welcome to Webster 10 TV. My name is Mario Herrera and I'm here today with Nick Woods from Virgin Trains to talk about social media. Hello Nick, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Mario.
Social media is a great channel for customer service, however, opens a brand up to negative comments and complaints. Would you like to share any tips with us about how to handle these complaints with the customers?
You have to remember that social media is a really powerful tool, and it's open for anybody to
Everybody
see
can
or
see it, yeah.
have an opinion on. So you, as a social media customer service provider, have to bear that in mind. Every person has their own reasons for contacting us, and you have to take that on a case-by-case basis and remember that they're not always after an immediate resolution. They're just wanting to know that they're being listened to and you're going to get back to them in some way. So you have to avoid getting into any kind of conflict if you can, and it's all about making sure you can give the best possible customer service that you can and really enhance that customer experience. If you think it's going to be something which isn't going to be easy to deal with and you wouldn't particularly want to share that on your public feed, we just take that all off onto private messages.
How can you turn them into a positive to get a good brand exposure?
I think this is something which happens when you do a good job for them and give them what they're expecting back from you. So, for example, we may get a customer who says, I've left my book behind, just bought a brand new book, what can you do? Immediately we think, there's not a lot we can do, but if you think, dig around and find out a little bit more about what that book was, and you might think, right, let's go back and buy it for them if we can't relocate it and send it off to them. And if someone does that, they will quite often tweet us a picture of the new book and say, fantastic service, thank you very much, Virgin Trains.
That's it. That's a good way. What are the pitfalls to avoid when engaging customers on the social media channels?
I think it's important to judge the tone of the post that you're looking at. Where we work, there's very much a culture of trying to be really friendly with the customer and really sort of trying to get away from that traditional.
So it's not about what we say, about how we say, right?
Yeah, exactly. Try and sort of get away from the quite straight-laced approach, but at the same time being professional with it. So so it's about judging when's the right time to maybe crack a joke with somebody, have a little bit of banter, but also realise when it's time. Actually, no, we need to be serious here. This person is clearly not in the mood for jokes.
So I guess you use social channels for different things apart from just customer service. How do you fit them in your overall marketing strategy?
One of the key areas we use it for is, like say, customer service and customer information. Also, a big part of it is reputation management as well, because there's a lot of people with large influence on social media, so you have to be able to spot where there may be an issue which could be escalated. So we need to work very closely with our colleagues in our communications team. But then also on top of that, it's really useful for brand engagement, sort of marketing, PR campaigns as well. So we work very closely with those teams as well. To sort of plan activity that we have on board and make sure that it's our social channels are used in a way to help really sort of add an additional dimension to an overall sort of
an extra value.
Yeah, exactly. Sort of really sort of fully integrated communications plan.
And how do you approach to each different channels, the social media channels? Because I guess you use Facebook in a way, Twitter in another way, and so on.
Yeah, absolutely. For both customer service and marketing, because you to be successful in social media, I believe you really need to
be everywhere.
Yeah, you do, and you have to be ready to respond to people on their social media channel of choice. Obviously, there's a lot of channels out there happening, but obviously Twitter and Facebook are the two main ones that we use. Twitter is far better for that kind of service information because it's a lot faster moving, and also there's that expectancy on Twitter for people to get for people to respond within quite a short space of time. Then you look at something like Facebook. that's obviously a lot more static and is better for marketing campaigns. And in sort of previous paid for campaigns, we find that Facebook performs a lot better and you get a lot more engagement than Twitter. Then of course you've got the likes of LinkedIn, which is clearly more of a business orientated channel, and then you've got sort of emerging platforms like Snapchat, and then you've got the likes of Pinterest, Instagram as well, which are very different, but also very popular, and these are areas that we're working on more as we develop our social media strategy.
So you mentioned that you do pay social as well. You use the pay advertising for social channels like Facebook, for example.
We do, yeah.
And how is it working? Is it good in there?
It is. It's
creating, I guess, more brand exposure and brand awareness.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a big push for us at the moment to promote all the changes that the business has made since it took over the franchise. So a lot of those key marketing messages are built into all the campaigns that we run as a business for planned content. So clearly, to give that more amplification, you have to put some paid for ad behind it, ad spend behind it, which you generally will target to your specific audiences.
And either with pay social or normal social, do you have any way to measure all your performance, how you've been doing, and not just in terms of customer service, but brand awareness or getting leads from the clients?
Yeah, well, there are obviously various listening tools that we use, and in terms of the paid for campaigns, you very quickly get some analysis on that.
On the tools itself.
Exactly, and we always set certain targets behind every campaign that we set. Organically, it's a little bit more difficult to measure, although the management tool that we use does allow us to tag conversations, so we can then get a very quick overview of what the most common sources of complaint and general chat are. But a lot of it is just down to the feedback we get from customers as well.
No. That's the most important part, I guess.
Absolutely. So it's just that instant mechanism for people to post their views and opinions in the tap of an iPhone.
Yeah, that's it. Well, thank you very much, Nick. I will see you next time.
Okay, it's a pleasure.
Thank you.